Alright, gang, I know y'all been waiting for it, so I finally got you guys with the settings video, the best settings for console. Obviously, I don't play on PC, but I do play on this PS5, and I got all the settings that you were going to need to get the hand up on these PC players. Trust, trust, trust. First, we're going to start off with the controller settings. Obviously, your aiming input is the controller. And for starters, I do flip L1 and R1 with R2 and L2. I don't like to shoot with the triggers. I know, call me about all you want, but I feel like I have more accuracy and I can control my right stick a little bit better the way my hands positioned when I'm pressing L1 and R1. But that's just me. My stick layout presets default controller vibration. I recommend everybody turn this off. That's gonna throw you off so many times and you won't even know what's happening. But that's because this is on. Turn it off. Trigger effects, I turn that off. I don't want any vibration when I'm aiming my controller at all. And this is when we get into the juicy stuff right here. The dead zone input. I know my stuff looks so weird, but trust me, it's for the best. My left stick minimum is 0. I don't want to have any restrictions when I first move my stick. As soon as I touch it, we're moving. But here's where it gets lit. I only have to move my stick 75% of the way to get the full movement in the game. And then right here, my right stick minimum is 10. I have a brand new controller. I do not need to have my sticks at 10, but this is a personal preference thing. I just don't know what it is. I cannot aim unless in any video game my right stick dead zone is up. I just can't have it at 0 or 1 or anything lower than 10. I just need it like this. Onto the sensitivity, we do play on a 6.6. I know on MW2 I was like a little crackhead playing on 13, 10, all of that other stuff, but in this game I like my accuracy. I can still move around, catch people slide, castle and everything, but 6.6, I'm telling you guys, this is the perfect sensitivity. You don't have to mess with the sensitivity multiplier or anything if you want to. The third person, you could change that to 0.85. I like it to be a little slower, but they haven't added in third person in this game yet. I don't really see the point to have this in here or anything, so you don't have to mess with any of this stuff right here. The vertical aim axis, don't mess with that. My tag stance, I have this lowered for when I'm sliding. My full sensitivity doesn't stick with the tag stance, and I could aim in a little bit faster and get a little snappier when I lock onto my enemies out of my slide. So that's always good. My aim response curve is dynamic. You need dynamic. Linear is all right. I know some tryhards that play on 2020. They like linear because it feels better. But for all of you regular people like me, I'm telling you, dynamic is the best one. And if you press square to show more, I'm telling you, put this right here, the aim response curve slope scale, put that to 0.80. I was running it at 1. Honestly, it's not that big of a difference, but I do feel like my aim assist is a little bit more stickier with it at 0.80 at long range. Close range, you really don't notice. It's all up to you. You guys let me know in the comments if this helps you out. Multiplier focus, keep that at 1. That's for when you're sniping. Transition timing, keep that on instant. Custom sensitivity per zoom. This is where we get into the juicy. We got 0.80 for low zoom, 0.80 for 2 times and 3 times, and then for the for the 4 times and 5 times, I have it at 0.75. I know you're supposed to put it higher, but for the 4 and 5 times, I do like the 0.75, how it feels when I'm moving around in the scope. And everything above that, I got 6 times, 7 times, 0.90, and then the regular sniper scopes, I got that at 0.105. Target aim assist, keep that on. Trust. If you're not hitting shots, trust me, it's because this is not on. Aim assist type, put that on Black Ops or default. They're honestly the same thing. If you really, it's all about a placebo effect. Honestly, precision and focusing are the same thing. They feel the same, and default and Black Ops feel the same. But personal preference, pick whatever one you guys want. Third person ADS correction type, assist, motion behavior. You don't need to do any of that. Gameplay, this stuff right here. I'm not even gonna go through all of this, but you guys could pause it and read through all of this and just change your settings to all of this. This right here though, right here, slide dive behavior. Make sure you put that to slide only. If you have it on tap to slide and if you hold it to dive, that's no bueno, man. I'm telling you. You want it to have no delay. But that's it for the controller settings. On to the graphics. I know a lot of people say that their PlayStation and their Xboxes don't look good, but that's because you guys don't have on-demand texture streaming. You need to turn this on if you want your game to look as crisp as possible. I like to keep it on an allocated small cache. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to do too much. But on to the next, we got motion blur, turn that off. Weapon motion blur, turn that off. I know some people like to play with world motion blur, but world motion blur, yo, if you made it this far into the video, let's act like I didn't even like, you know what I'm saying? Like I sound like I'm from a Narnia type place, but On to the next. Film grain, set that to 0. Depth of field, turn that off. Fidelity cast, turn that on to around 80. That's basically like the sharpening in the game. You don't want it too sharp because you're not going to be able to make out things at farther distances and everything. Eco mode, I put that on efficiency. That's basically for when you're in the lobby. It's not using too much of your energy. Makes your console get a rest. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, do we want these consoles to get a fucking rest? Nah, bro. Push 120 all the time. Field of view, I keep that at 105 unless I'm playing Warzone. Quick note, at like around 107, your aim assist does cut off. So if you're playing on 120, make sure your accuracy is up. Make sure your accuracy is up if you're going above 105. Trust me. Other than that, you're not going to have a good time. You will see a lot more, but you're not going to be able to do anything about it. ADS field of view affected. Honestly, you need that for less visual recoil. Weapon field of view, I keep that on default, honestly, because in this game, there's that little 200 FOV glitch if you have your weapon field of view on wide. So I just keep it on default for now until they fix that little bug. Third person field of view 90. They haven't added in a third person yet, unless you're in zombies, now that I think about it. But other than that, I'm not really playing zombies. This is just for multiplayer. First person camera movement, 50%. Keep that on least. Less visual recoil. Anything you could do for visual recoil, I'm telling you guys, you need to do it. The less recoil, the better. All of this. Keep my brightness at 51 because I'm a bot. Safe area, I keep that maxed out. I know if you close it in a little bit, it does move the mini map and everything into the middle a bit more, so you don't have to keep looking across your screen. But I do play on a monitor, so I don't have to look too far. Into the interface settings, we do not need to mess with any of this, but if you do go to the bottom, it is honestly nice to turn on the server latency and packet loss to see what your connection is and if you're losing any packets. And if you're losing packets, you will lag, honestly, but you don't have to focus on that too much because it will tell you if you're having packet loss, but it's always good to have that on your screen. And another thing, on the crosshairs, we got static. I like to keep this on static because if you have it on basic, it just moves around a lot and it's hard to center your shots and everything, so I just keep it on static. And then right here, you you want to turn on the center dot, put it on the largest you can. The larger the better, it's easier to hit all your shots. On the audio settings, I use headphone bass boost. It is the best for hearing footsteps, well, when they don't have dead silence. But other than that, headphone bass boost, you hear a lot of things. Wind, you hear a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. The master volume, we keep that at 100. Gameplay music volume 0. I don't need music. Dialogue volume, that's the characters talking and like chat over in the gameplay. I keep that at 32 because the bots do be giving out some good callouts, honestly. The bots do be giving out callouts. I'll get the bots that. The bots be calling out. Effect volume, I keep that at 100. Those are the footsteps, the gun sounds, grenades, doors opening. You want to keep that at 100 so you hear everything. You be aware of your surroundings. Voice chat volume, that's in-game chat. I keep that at 24. I don't need everybody talking really loud, like 100. If you want to put it at 100, that's up to you, but I recommend nothing higher than at least 40. Because if someone has a trash mic, they're just going to ruin the whole experience. You're going to have to mute them anyway. But if it's 24, you could deal with it there in the background, all of that good stuff. Voice chat, game channel, proximity chat. I do turn this off for all you Warzone players. I recommend turning this off before you play Warzone for your first time because if you're talking on the mic to your homies and someone just pulls up on you and you don't know why, it's because you have proximity chat on and they heard you and they just snuck up on you. But that's it for the settings. I hope this helped you guys out. Let me know in the comments any settings I skipped over and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.